Alright guys, let me show you how I got this checkmate in a tournament game against a 1600 USCF using the Scotch counter gambit, not even the Scotch gambit. I learned this line from my friend Trey, so huge shout out to Trey. For those of you guys that don't know, the Scotch is when white plays d4, black takes, and usually the main line is knight takes. If they don't take and they play something like bishop c4, that is the Scotch gambit. And usually what happens is we kind of go into something like this, and white has to decide, do we take the knight or do we move the bishop? Usually they move the bishop and I move the knight, and we fall into something like this, and the main line is bishop d7 because we are trying to prevent this. Takes, bishop takes, forking the king and the rook. However, there is a very special counter gambit which I played here, and I played bishop c5, allowing this to happen. And my opponent kind of stared at me and was like, I call BS. Like, no way. There's no way this is a line, no way you know this line. And he fell right into my trap. And so he took the knight, and so I took on f2, king has to move, and then I was like, fine, fork me, I don't even care, fork me. And I casually just played king f1 and left. And he took a look at the board and realized that he can't even take this rook here because of bishop a6. Bishop a6 is coming, and there's nowhere for this king to run to, and the only way to block this check is with the queen. And so he's like, fine, I won't take the rook just yet. And so he plays c4. And I'm like, all right, I'm still going to play bishop a6 then, and I still have this same threat. And he's like, all right, fine, I'm going to play knight d2. And, you know, he's trying to take this knight so he can eventually take this. He's also trying to protect this. And I'm like, fine, take my knight, take it. And he can't take this because I still now take on c4. And this queen is protecting this bishop. So he's like, all right, fine. Now I'm officially defending c4 after moving this, after moving this. And I'm like, no, you're not. Because if either of these pieces take this knight, we only have one piece before we hit this queen. And so, like, let's say this bishop takes, right? Now we can still take on c4. This knight can't take back because we take this queen. And it's the same thing that if this knight takes. So very, 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 very deadly stuff we can't take because of the queen. And so he is like, all right, fine. Maybe in a world I can let you take this bishop and play b5, and I'm attacking both of these. And I'm like, I don't think that works. It doesn't work. Spoiler alert. And eventually chaos ensues. I'm just attacking every which way. I have two bishops, and there's just no hope. There's just no hope for him. I just chase his king around. His two rooks are completely useless in the corner, and we have this gorgeous checkmate, and he resigns before I even get to take his queen with checkmate. So anyway, this is a Scotch counter gambit success story. If you play the Scotch gambit, make sure you know this line, and if you encounter the Scotch gambit, you can try this and see if you can beat your opponents really fast.